What makes the Mazda CX-5 the most sought-after vehicle in the Mazda lineup? Today we're going to explore, and I have a local Mazda expert with me. Mike, how's it going?
It's going fantastic. Brian, how you doing today?
Doing very well. Really excited to take this one on the road. We got a 2024 Mazda CX-5 Signature. Let's get it going. All right, so as we come around to the exterior of the vehicle, Mike, I'm noticing this beautiful black color. It has a little bit of sparkle in there.
Right, they call that Jet Black Mica.
Okay, and something that sticks out to me that I'm not used to on the Mazda, this one actually has a silver rear view mirror.
Yeah, that's something they're only doing at the Signature trim level, and they only did it at the beginning of the model year. They're going back to body colored mirrors.
Wow, okay, so for future generations here, that'll be body colored. That's still pretty interesting, pretty unique. I really like it. It sticks out. Front of the vehicle here, you notice that big Mazda logo on the front. Of course, we've seen in previous videos where that houses the radar cruise control, right?
Correct. So you have the Signature grille, and right under the big Mazda, you'll notice the front view camera, and then you have your parking sensors around the front also.
LED headlights, and it looks like accent daytime running lights.
That's
there,
right.
Really sticks out nice on this overcast day. Coming around the side, we're going to notice the tires with like a dark graphite looking rim there.
In the Signature trim level, you have the body color cladding around the wheels and across the bottom. In other trim levels, this is matte black, but in the Signature, this is body color. So in this car being black, it's black. If this was a red car, it would be red.
Coming around to the back, we're going to notice some badging here, the Skyactiv G Turbo badging there on the back, and the CX-5 Signature all-wheel drive on the other side.
Right.
And that giant Mazda logo in the back. Something else I'm noticing, those rear view mirrors fold in, don't they?
Power fold-in mirrors, right.
Yeah, that's pretty nice to have, especially if you park on a tight street. Tail lights seem to be LEDs as well.
Yep, they're combination LEDs, exactly.
Great. And to open the trunk here, I'm just going to go ahead and hold down the button on the key fob, and that's going to automatically open up the trunk. Automatic trunk, great to have. And first thing I'm noticing back here are these all-weather mats, beautiful all-weather mats with the CX-5 logo on there. I don't know if you can see that on the video, but there's a lot of space back here.
Yeah, there's a lot of room and cargo area in these.
This little lever here, let's just pick that up. And
you have an actual spare tire in this car. That's something that's getting to be quite rare nowadays.
And that says Bose on it.
Yeah, that's the Bose amplifier.
On the right side, if there's a 12-volt charger back here.
I like to use it for my cooler. I have a plug-in cooler.
Oh,
So
that would be perfect for tailgating.
If you need to put the seats down and you're already at the back of the car, you don't have to go back around to the side. This has a 40-20-40 split in the back seat, so that gives you a lot of practicality on what you need to do. A lot of seats are 60-40, so you don't have any choice as to which side the 60 is on and which side the 40 is on. In the Mazda, you can make up your own mind about that.
And I'm noticing that there's 3 latches here, so let's go ahead and pull them, right?
All right, so the left side over here is for the left side and the center, so you can pull that.
Okay, there we go.
And lower both seats, and then the right switch is for the right side.
But yeah, it looks like it folds pretty much flat there.
It folds flat.
So coming into the back seats here, Michael, I'm just going to go ahead and take a seat. First thing I want to say is that this door opens pretty straight.
Yeah, it's a full 90-degree angle on this door.
That's really nice.
Wide opening.
Yeah, you can just get things in here without having to worry about banging them on things. But the leather itself is really like a dark brown. You can almost not see that it's not black. But yeah, what is it called?
It's called caturra leather, caturra brown leather.
Okay, well, in comparison, my black leather jacket, you can kind of see the difference between them. It's like a darker brown compared to what I'm wearing. But also, if you look here on the back of these seats, you do have some pouches here and here. Let's go ahead and put down the armrest. You do have, wow, you got a lot of stuff in this armrest. You have 2 cup holders, and if you look here, you have 2 heated seat buttons.
Right, back seats are heated and they're up to the control of the back seat people.
Awesome. One last thing, there's a little section that folds up here. You can store some things in here, maybe some paper, but there are 2 2.1 USB-A chargers back here.
Yeah, it's handy for keeping phones and pads charged.
Yeah, and I have plenty of room. My legs aren't hitting the seat in front of me. There's plenty of room there. A few lights. And that's it for the back seat. So let's go ahead and jump up front and take this thing on the road. All right, so Michael, here we are in the front seats of the Mazda CX-5. And everything, once again, is very crisp and clear in here. It looks like we have some really nice stitching on the dashboard. And we have the screen up here, and very easy to understand controls.
Yeah, one of the things Mazda does really well is make sure everything is driver-centric. So everything's nice and easy to reach. It's easy to understand, not a lot of clutter up here. It's very simple, but you have all the tools you need.
So I'm gonna go ahead and put my foot on the brake and start the engine here. I'm just gonna press the button, and the instrument cluster is gonna light up there, tell me it's a CX-5. Right in front of me, I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but directly in front of me, if you look right over my shoulder, you can see the miles per hour, and it looks like the lane keep assist is there as well. Is there other information that can be put up there?
Yeah, so this car comes with navigation, and as you're navigating, it'll show you your navigation information up there too, your next turn and such on. And this car has traffic sign recognition, so it'll read traffic signs and display up there. If you're coming up on a stop sign, it'll show you a stop sign up there in your heads-up display. Also what the speed limit is right now.
So on the steering wheel, what I'm seeing here is you have information controls, your volume controls, phone controls here on the left-hand side.
Right. You have full hands-free operation of your phones in the car.
Great. And does that include like things like Apple CarPlay, Android Auto?
You have a wireless charging pad. You also have wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay.
Great. On the right-hand side of the steering wheel, looks like we have some of our safety features. We'll go over that stuff on the test drive.
Very good.
And as we look over to our right-hand side, we're going to notice that infotainment screen. It sticks out, but it's not like in your vision. You know what I mean?
Yep, it's designed to be where you can take a quick glance at it, but not take your attention off the road. It's a touchscreen when you're using Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. It's not a touchscreen when you're normal driving operation.
And if I would want to navigate this screen, I would then probably come down to here.
You come down here to the command and control system. It's designed to keep you in your natural driving position as you're going down the road, instead of leaning forward.
We're going to come down here to the command and controller to move things around. I'm just going to tilt this to twist it to the right, to the left. And as I do that, we're going to, you notice here on the screen that this is going to change between the settings. You got your navigation, you got your communication, your phone settings, things like that, entertainment, information, and down at the bottom, settings. AC controls here. Looks like you have heated and cooled seats.
Correct, heated and cooled seats, and you have heated seats in the back.
And heated steering wheel, right?
Heated steering wheel. Nothing nicer on a cold winter day than a heated steering wheel.
You know, besides the sunroof here, I should mention that real quick. Looks like we have a very nice amount of sun that's being allowed into the cabin here. And we can open it and close it with one push very simply. And hey, one thing that I love personally as a glasses wearer, how about that right up here?
It's a good place to keep your sunglasses. Something I tell people is you can also use it as an emergency taco holder in case you get hungry later.
Well, let's say hasta la vista to the dealership here, and let's get this thing on the road. All right, well, we're gonna go ahead and get this onto the highway. I'm gonna hit the gas a little bit as we get out here. Wow. And that has a very unique sound to it.
That is the signature Mazda sound. That's a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder inline engine with the turbo on it.
Okay, all right. So the turbo gives you more power, more torque?
Absolutely. 227 horsepower if you put regular gas in it. If you put the good stuff in it, you'll get up to 250 horsepower. Wow. And it's over 300 foot-pounds of torque, too.
So I have to show a few things here on the heads-up display. First thing is, whenever there's a car in my blind spot, it's telling me up here. There's like 3 little lines that come up.
It's going to tell you up there, and it's going to tell you in the mirror, too.
If I have somebody in my blind spot, which somebody is coming up right now, and I turn on my turn signal, that's beeping and flashing at me.
It's going to give you an audible alert if there's somebody in the lane next to you, if you have your turn signal on.
Now, not only is it displaying that on the heads-up display, but it's also doing it on the mirror.
Right on.
So that's just a really nice feature to have there. I feel very safe driving this vehicle with that alert process. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit the button here on the steering wheel for lane keep assist. And I'm noticing on the heads-up display, it's showing steering wheel between two lines.
Right.
Now, if I were to just kind of ease myself over here to the right, it's actually alerting me on here and pulling me back into the lane.
Correct.
So for anybody asking, well, what happens whenever you try to switch lanes? Well, I just turned on my turn signal there and it didn't alert me at all. Another thing I'd really like to display here is the adaptive cruise control, right? On the heads-up display, as I set the cruise control, I'm gonna go ahead and set the cruise control to 35 here, and I hit the distance to follow here button on the right side. It's actually slowing us based on the car in front of us. So if they're coming down in miles per hour, we're coming down, and it looks to me like I can tell when the car is registered in front of me.
Yeah, it'll show a green. It should be in green right in front of you in the heads-up display there.
Yeah. Now the question is, will it come all the way down to a complete stop?
It will come to a complete stop. So if they stop in front of you, it'll bring the car to a complete stop. And as long as they start moving again within 30 seconds, you'll start moving again. If they don't, then you do need to give your accelerator just a little tap to re-engage the system. It's called traffic jam assistance, and it'll actually, in stop-and-go traffic, keep you moving nice and safe behind the car in front of you.
Keeping me in the lanes, and it's slowing the car down for me, so it's almost driving for me.
Correct.
If I were to take my hands off the steering wheel, which I wouldn't want to do that for long, but it's keeping me completely in these lanes.
Right.
And this is a little bit of a bumpy road here.
Yeah, it's going to keep you in the lane and moving at speed behind the car in front of you. It will give you an alert if you keep your hands off the wheel too long. It'll tell you to put your hands back on the wheel.
Yeah, there it is now. So it's actually telling me to, and it registered whenever I did. How about that? This truck in front of us is stopping. We're slowing down. We're going to come to a complete stop here.
And you'll note the proper distance.
Yes, absolutely. Right there. Completely stopped. My foot is off the brake. My hands are off the steering wheel here, and we're good. This is a great demonstration. I'm very impressed by this. Michael, what is the warranty for Mazdas?
It's 3 years, 36,000 miles comprehensive bumper to bumper, and it's 5 years, 60,000 miles on the powertrain.
All right, Michael, we're in this parking lot. We're going to go ahead and put ourselves into reverse and test out this backup camera. Really nice 360 view there and predictive lines.
Right, you have your dynamic lines showing you where the car is going to go, and it's in a high def backup camera.
Yeah, looks like this is really simple to just kind of back up into a spot. Now, Michael, I'd like to go ahead and check out these backup sensors. As we go ahead and back into this parking space and this Jeep is behind us, I just want to get close enough to it and kind of display how this sensor works. So I'm noticing it there. It's beeping the closer that I get to the Jeep.
Right.
And it's the closer that I get, the more it beeps.
The more it beeps, and the display changes color from green to yellow, and then a little bit red if you get really close.
I'm going to do a test here. If I were to put this into reverse.
It's going to give you that's your rear cross traffic alert right there.
Yeah. So that is actually showing me if there are cars coming to the left or right, and right there is a bad spot to back up because there's cars coming.
Right on.
So that's a really nice feature to be able to have in your car, looking out for you when you need it. I feel very safe in this car. I feel like the safety features were all on point, and I feel like everything is working pretty strong in this car.
It does come with a 5-star safety rating from the NHTSA. Yeah, it comes with smart brake support and smart city brake support. So the collision avoidance to the front and the rear in this car is, if it looks like you're going to hit something, it's going to prime the brakes for you so that when you touch the brakes, it'll brake aggressively, and it'll also, in order to mitigate any sort of collision or try to avoid it, it'll slam on the brakes if it looks like you're going to hit something in front of you.
Well, the CX-5, I think, continues to be a very popular vehicle for Mazda. From what I've seen online, just sort of checking out trends, the CX-5 is still one of the most sought after Mazdas out there.
It's the best-selling model that Mazda has, exactly. It seems to be the Goldilocks car for any sort of family.
What kind of speaker system does this have?
So this has the Bose 10-speaker stereo system.
Okay, I like Bose.
Bose is a great name brand, and they make a great stereo. You also get the Sirius receiver built into the car with 3 months of connectivity.
Something that I'm noticing here down on the shifter area is the Me Drive.
Mazda Intelligent Drive.
Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and hit that up, and suddenly that's put us into a sport mode here. I'm noticing a little bit more engine sound.
Correct. So the sport mode puts the car into a condition where it's going to allow you to aggressively accelerate. It lets the engine rev higher before it shifts gears on you.
Okay.
So it's really good for merging into traffic.
There's another mode on here as well. There's normal, and then there's off-road. So the off-road mode, does that do anything special?
It maximizes all of the G-vectoring and the intelligent all-wheel drive for off-road conditions to keep traction going to the wheels. So it's really nice in bad weather conditions, or if you are off-road. If you're driving in grass, sand, dirt, whatever, it'll really keep the traction going.
And I'm not hearing much outside noise with the cars going by.
Right. Well, the Mazda does a lot of noise mitigation here. They use acoustic glass, and they have noise dampening built into the doors and panels.
Wow. Well, that explains it. Anything special about the all-wheel drive?
Sure. It's the Mazda Intelligent All-Wheel Drive, or iActive Drive, is what they call it, and it comes with a G-vectoring system in it. So Mazda does little microscopic, small braking to make sure that the traction, any wheel that starts to slip, it's going to brake a little bit so that the torque goes transferred to the other wheels. And it really keeps you stable on the road as you're going down, even in bad weather.
You know, I do feel that. I feel like it's, hugging the turns really nice, and it feels very sporty.
Yeah, it's doing it not only for bad weather, but you're right, it's also doing it as you steer. So when you're going around a corner, it's actually transferring torque to help you into your turns and to help you straighten out when you're done with the turn.
And that was our first drive in the 2024 Mazda CX-5 Signature all-wheel drive turbo. Michael, thank you so much for taking this test drive with me.
You're very welcome. It's my pleasure.
Yeah, and if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comment section below. We'll get back to you right away. Or, hey, Mike, if they have questions for you, how do they do that?
Well, you can visit me at Smail Mazda right off Route 30 in Greensburg, or you can go to smailmazda.com.
Until next time, enjoy the ride.